More lethal attacks.
Yes, more lethal.
What about you, Victor? What's your thinking? Because this happened in the early morning during the Muslim prayers, what they call the Asubah prayers. And one would have thought that that era when we saw attacks in mosques, or should I say in houses of worship, had totally been taken care of. And then all of a sudden we're seeing this. What do you think is happening?
Well, first of all, I think the problem is that we're too busy concerned about our image, PR, government and its image, and we're not facing facts on the ground. The way this battle has been, I mean, you know, when you hear things like technical defeat and things like that, that's putting it mildly. You're making people relax, and you're actually making people think that everything is over. Now, in a war like this, I use the word war deliberately. You have battles. You may win several battles, but until you win the war finally, you have not won. Okay? You can win several battles. And the battle before now was, you know, I mean, it started out with guerrilla warfare, asymmetrical warfare, where initially you find a situation where they were attacking. This was how they started. Soft targets, and then eventually they got bolder, and then they got territories. Now this is the area that the army is very familiar with. Of course, they've gone for training in recent times on asymmetrical warfare and guerrilla warfare tactics. But so the army was in familiar terrain because now they held territories, and so they could go pulverize them with air power. You know, therefore, because they are in a territory, if you throw a bomb, more likely than not, whoever will be killed there is a terrorist.
But
okay?
Captain Ali, you did hear, just in addition to what you said, you did hear the government's plans that, okay, let's get, as a way of getting, improving on civil-military relations, let's get all the military, the army personnel to learn the 3 languages. What impacts do you think that is going to have?
The impact it's going to have is minimal. I tell you something, Kimber. A chain can only be as strong as its weakest link. Arm all the soldiers with all the languages on earth, if you like. It's okay. That's fine. But until we get subliminal in this fight, until we get into the minds and habits of that queer local in the villages, the flock doesn't even know how to behave in ways that the shepherd can protect it. People walk into mosques till this day on 2017 Earth on casual basis. You are just walking on the road and it's time to pray Azahar prayers. You just walk in. The chief imam doesn't know who is coming in. He doesn't know who is praying with. Can we begin to put some order into our religious houses?
When you say order, what do you mean?
How many mosques do we have in this country? Who can tell me that? Are they even registered? Just put some stones around and put some sand in the middle and buy a megaphone, you are a chief imam. And any traveler from whatever part of the country he is passing, it's time to do Hazahar prayers, he joins you. It's not different with the churches. Can we begin to put some security responsibility on the religious sector? You see, if you are protecting a flock with the best gadgets and the flock is behaving in ways that sabotage your protection ability, how are you going to... The wolf will just exploit that.
Well, Victor, because with your background on internal security, what do you think must be done in terms of resolving conflicts which happens to come in the form of reprisals? We've seen that in Jos, the Plateau State capital. We've seen that in Riyom, to be precise, in Miango. Now we're seeing reprisals also as part of a second attack that happened in Adama, in Mubi, to be precise. What must we do?
Every war will usually end with dialogue. I don't know if you agree with that. So in the beginning, I think the thing to do is really start with dialogue. There's too much suspicion, too much animosity, and this us and them mentality. I'll give you a small example. Let's look at Jos, what is happening. You use the word reprisal, rightly so as well. What is happening is a situation where there are people, and people don't, you'll permit me to just draw an analogy between what is causing some of these problems now, you know, in relation to the environment, what is happening in the environment. we have a nomadic set of people who must necessarily move their cattle into a particular area. Now, when they go into those areas, the farmers have a duty to protect their if you like, their farms as well. Now, these people get into this area, they must feed, and then they get into these farms, they eat the plants, the crops of these farmers, and these farmers usually will start by complaining. And these things are taken with levity. They are not treated seriously. It's like, okay, sorry about it and all that. And when you leave it, if it happens once, twice, the next thing is they want to defend themselves. Wherever there's anarchy in any society or a state of anomy, it is because the system has failed to protect the people.
Okay, so let's get a better sense of this and what's actually happening. Martin Dixon, the special advisor to the Adamawa State Governor on media and publicity, joins us via Skype from Yola. I want to thank you so much indeed. We all do understand that there is an ongoing security meeting between the governor and the security chiefs. What's the outcome of that particular meeting, or is it still going on?
All right, the meeting just ended, and the meeting is very positive because the results that came out of the meeting are indicative that something very, very drastic has been done to ensure that this situation is handled and then mitigated, and there are no further casualties or there are no further disturbances. Right now, the security meeting has been able to set up an administrative panel of inquiry that will ensure that the culprits in these attacks, especially the ones in Numan, are brought to book. The governor is very decisive about that, and he stated categorically after the security meeting that it is not going to be business as usual. It is not going to be a situation where people, just administrative panels of inquiry are set up and then nothing is being done. But the people of Adamawa State are going to see those who participated in this dastardly act brought to book. And to add to it, the Commissioner of Police has already indicated that some arrests have been made, and then further arrests are going to be made as more people that are found to be involved in these have been get into and then rounded up, and to ensure that people are brought to book, and then this kind of inhuman treatment of other human beings does not continue within the territory of Adamawa State at all.
Clarify, if you will, to us, just clarify the casualty figures. How many people died in this attacks? We understand there are two of them. The first one was a mosque attack in the early mornings, and then the second one was a reprisal attack.
Okay, actually, there are about 3 attacks. There is one in Gulak, where 4 people are said to have died. And then the 5 people who have sustained various degrees of injuries have been conveyed to the Federal Medical Center in Yola. And then we have another attack in Mobi, which we have about 19 people died on the spot, and then 3 people gave up in the hospital, bringing the number to about 21. And then there are 33 people on admission from the Mobi bomb blast. And then while that in Numan, we have up to about 55 people who are said to have been died, who are dead actually, and then there are 28 that are on admission at the moment. So from the emergency management agency and those stakeholders on ground, these are the figures that have come to us.
Just hold your thoughts for a minute or two. We're going to have to go on a very quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue this discussion along the parts of what the government is doing to try to help victims of this attack. Stay with us.